and thanks for joining with us, giving us of your time. I'm guaranteeing you it's not going, it will worth your while to spend some time with us this afternoon. My name is Abraham Daniel, the District Interact Chair, and I'm so happy to be part of this wonderful learning event this afternoon. In addition to that, we are very fortunate to have with us today our beloved district governor, Soraya. I know she is passionate about Interact, and I know she would not have missed this for anything. The, the whole Interact movement within our district has really shot up over the last few years under, her guidance, and she continues to share her passion for Interact growth and development in our district. So I'm really happy that she could be with us this evening, and I want to give her the opportunity to share some remarks on IPOLS 2025. DJ?
Thank you. Thank you so very much, District Interact Chair Abraham, for this opportunity, for allowing me to be here. And let me just start off formally wishing everyone a very good evening. Allow me also to acknowledge, well, I've already acknowledged District Interact Chair Abraham, but other district Rotary leaders on the call, fellow Rotarians, District Interact representative and council members, Interact presidents, Interact officers, fellow Interactors. I am absolutely thrilled for this opportunity to spend a few minutes with all of you, and want to start off by extending huge thanks to each of the participants who are here this evening, which confirms that you have been elected by your peers to lead and guide your club this Rotary year. So I congratulate all of you on what is, for me, an incredible achievement. I truly hope that you are as excited as I am that you have taken up the mantle of leadership. And if you are, can I please get a show of hearts up on the screen before I continue? Thank you. Awesome. That's just awesome. Thank you so very much, all of you. Oh my goodness, that's even more than I expected. But that's a true demonstration. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your commitment to service. Your presence today is a testament to your passion for leadership and your willingness to make a real difference. This year's IPOLS theme, I noted, is connected to serve, united to lead. And for me, it captures the spirit of what makes Interact so impactful. We are essentially brought together by a shared purpose, serving our communities with compassion and working hand in hand to create that lasting change. Through unity, we discover new strengths, learn from one another, and multiply the good that we do. As Interact leaders, you stand at the heart of your clubs by leading and staying united in purpose and connected to one another. You can empower your teams to be more confident, adaptable, and motivated to reach shared goals. When members come together with a shared purpose, vision, or goal, their collaborative efforts are strengthened. So united in leadership means leveraging all diverse talents and perspectives, all of them, encouraging cooperation and guiding everyone towards a common objective. It reflects the belief that leadership is most effective when it is inclusive and collective. Remember, true leadership is inclusive. It welcomes diverse voices, values every contribution, and inspires others to serve alongside you. I encourage every one of you to fully engage in this evening's seminar. Ask questions, Share your ideas and connect with your fellow leaders. Teamwork is our greatest asset, and it is through collaboration that we achieve our most ambitious goals. Use this seminar to develop your skills, grow as leaders, and renew your passion for service. Together, connected in service and united in leadership, there is absolutely no limit to what we can accomplish. I thank you for your energy, your dedication, your commitment to learning and to leading Interact. Congratulations once again to all of you, and welcome to this 2025 edition of the Interact Presidents and Officers Learning Seminar. I hand back to the moderator to continue the program, and thank you again for the opportunity. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, DG Soraya. I mean, really, really inspiring words of encouragement as well as inspiration. We so much appreciate you taking the time for from your very busy schedule. I know it's almost peak season for district governors, visits and connecting with clubs. But I mean, I mean, it's really, really heartwarming to see you take some time away from that to spend with us. Really, really appreciate that. As we move forward with
Thank
the
you.
program, I just want to do a quick introduction of other leaders of the council. We have the Assistant District Interact Representative Sanjeev Chanai, who you will hear from later this afternoon. We also have our secretary, which is Jada, and she will also be part of the program in some way or the other. And then, unfortunately, our district interact representative could not be with us this evening. He did have a little medical procedure done, and therefore he did indicate his absence to me early on. However, he did take the opportunity. He didn't want to miss out, and he did a recorded message for us, which we could now listen to. Zamala?
Good evening, Interactors. My name is Aditya Gangadin, and I am your district Interact representative for this Rotary year. I'm currently 16 years old and the immediate past president of the Interact Club through thick and thin. I would like to welcome you to iPulse, the Interact Presidents and Officers Learning Seminar. I will be talking to you about what you
The video talk a bit. Zamala? We're gonna try again, Zamala.
I think
Please come up, Dave. You dropped off.
I think Samala had some connection problems, maybe. The IC.
Okay. Let's give her a couple seconds and see if she will reconnect. She was on two connections actually. Let me just find out quickly and then we will move on. Yeah, just a few seconds there. Sorry for the interruption. Tamala's internet just went down, but she's looking to reconnect. So if you can just bear with us a few seconds. Yvonne, you have it, you can share.
That's what I'm trying to do. One moment.
Good evening,
Okay.
interactors.
Oh.
My name's Aditya Gangadi, and I am your district
Okay, the connection is
welcome you to iPulse, the Interact Presidents and Officers Learning Seminar. I will be talking to you about what seminar. So I also stood in the shoes you are standing in now last year when I was the new president of my club. So I know for a lot of you it must be a challenge to be a new leader and kind of an example for others. So really emphasize the skills you will learn or enhance today. You'll learn essential skills you'll have to use daily when you're busy with your interact club, whether it's making decisions or planning projects, managing your time. I know one thing for sure. By being here tonight, you will learn valuable things which will help you so much throughout your journey in Interact. I would like to apologize for not being here in person and hope to see and talk to you another time. So that's what you can expect of this evening, and I hope you enjoy.
all right.
Video come through?
Barely, but let's switch back. Let's continue.
Okay.
Okay, so thanks very much for that, Samala. And apology for the little hiccup there with the presentation. All right, so let me ask if everyone can mute their mic so that you can avoid distractions and feedback. All right, so what are the objectives this afternoon? We have a really informative agenda set out for you, consisting of two parts really. The first one would be some selected presentations packed with information that's going to really give you an appreciation for your new role as a leader in your respective clubs, information which you can take back, you can share, but more so information which will allow you to perform in your leadership role much more efficiently and effectively for the rest of this year. And then the second part of this evening's event is, I would think, really important also, and that is we're going to go into our breakout rooms, and there we're going to discuss, some of the presentations that were made. You will be assigned to, specific presentations, and it's going to be your time to reflect on what you would have learned, share those ideas, and then we're going to have some feedback, and then that's going to be the end of it. To keep things smoothly running, we're gonna have a few quizzes, interspersed across the presentations, and that's also to see how much you're awake, how much you're following with us. So that's something to look forward to. And then we're gonna have some closing remarks to the end, and that's gonna be it. So at this time, let's move straight into our presentations. We have 4 presentations lined up, really, important and very, very useful information, which I'm sure you're going to find relevant to what you do. So I'm going to ask one of our council members, Danica Silal Singh, to introduce our first presenter this evening. Danica?
Good evening, everyone. All protocols observed. My name is Danica Silal Singh from the Private Girls Hindu College Interact Club, and I'm area coordinator for Trinidad and Tobago on the District Interact Council. Tonight, I'll be introducing Rotarian Yvonne Mohaber and interactor Isabel Lee Singh. Yvonne Mohaber is from Suriname. She joined the Rotary family in 1996 as a Rotaractor. In 2000, she left the club because of a study overseas. In November 2018, she joined the Rotary Club of Paramaribo residents in Suriname. She served as youth director and public image director. She's the founder of the third Interact Club, Brick by Brick. She is also a member of the Interact Committee, member of the District Ryla team, and chair for the Girls Empowerment Committee. As profession, she is a real estate valuator and broker and has her own company now for 14 years. Interactor Isabel Lee Singh. Isabel Lee Singh is an 18-year-old student leader and dedicated youth ambassador from Trinidad and Tobago. She's a proud member of the Interact Club of Naparima Girls High School. She currently serves as the Public Relations Officer on her club's executive board. In addition to her club role, Isabel also serves at the district level as the District Interact Service Coordinator, now in her second consecutive year on the Interact District 7030 Council, demonstrating her consistent commitment to service leadership beyond her community. Rotarian Yvonne Mohaber and interactor Isabel Lee Singh. Thank you.
Rotary and Yvonne, you're muted.
So you didn't hear all my nice speech. Let's try again. Thank you, Didika, for the nice introduction. Good evening, DG, distinguished Rotarians, interactors, and guests. I'm very proud to start these IPOLS training tonight, and very proud of Isabel as interactor, who was really ready to join me in this nice presentation. I will start, and then we will do this together. So when you see club governance, it is like, what is that? We need to understand how our clubs are governed. Every Interact club around the world. Can I have the next slide? Every Interact club around the world is self-governing, which means we make our own decisions, we plan our own projects, we manage our own activities. But can we do that like that? No, we just can't do it randomly. Our work is guided by a standard club constitution and the bylaws. These documents are like our club's rule book and compass. They keep us organized, fair, and consistent with Rotary principles. When each member joins Interact, they are not just signing up for fun or service, they are also agreeing to respect and follow these rules. It is our shared agreement to uphold the values of leadership, integrity, and service above self. And of course, every club has a board of directors, a group of members who take on leadership roles to keep things running smoothly. The board usually includes a president who leads the club and represents it officially, a vice president who supports the president and steps in when needed, a secretary who keeps records and manages communication, and a treasurer who takes care of the club finances, and sometimes additional officers when it is described in the bylaws, like a public relation officer or a sergeant at arms. So here we are today in the iPulse training with only Interact leaders. So when I said what the rules are for the president, vice president, I think you all understand what I mean. These roles work together to guide the club. The board make decisions and ensure that every member has a voice and a purpose. So you see, Interact isn't just a youth club. It's a mini leadership training ground where you learn how real organizations are managed responsibly and democratically. What is a standard Interact Club constitution? Let's take a look a little closer. This is basically the foundation of our club. It is a set of rules. This explains how the club should be run, what its purpose is, and what powers the club. This has been granted by Rotary International, our big organization. Think of it like the blueprint of your club. It defines who you are, how you operate, and how you stay aligned with the wider Rotary family. Just as every Rotary club in the world is governed by a constitution approved by Rotary International, every Interact club follows the similar framework. This is what connects interactors everywhere, from Suriname to Singapore. And in 7030, we are all part of the same global standard of service, ethics, and leadership. Understanding your constitution and bylaws gives your club direction and strength. Every member will know their rights and responsibilities. I think now that we understand how Interact clubs are structured and guided, it is time to dive a little deeper. And that's why I'm introducing Isabel now and welcoming Isabel to share the next part of our presentation. Isabel?
Thank you, Rotary and Yvonne and Danica, for that lovely introduction. Now I will be talking about the club rules and responsibilities. Next slide, please. Just like Rotary, the first one, club rules and responsibilities, just before club management. Two slides before that. One more. Thank you. Just like Rotary, the governing body of an Interact club is its board of directors, required to meet at least once a month and report any action taken at the next Interact club meeting. The Rotarian and faculty advisors must attend all board meetings. Club members may have also attended these meetings as observers. Next slide, please. Here, we'll be having a visual representation of the hierarchy in a Interact club. We have the president, the vice president, the secretary, treasurer, and the sergeant at arms. Next slide. Now I will be talking about club management. What is the responsibility or function of the board? These are to plan the club's year or activities, review and approve your club's plans, service, and fundraising projects, lead club meetings, keep membership strong and engaged, manage growth and retention, ensure succession planning in place for new boards of directors. Prepare your end-of-year report that describes the major activities taken over the past year for submission to sponsoring Rotary clubs. Now we'll be having a more in-depth overview of the different roles in an Interact Club. Next slide, please. Firstly, we'll be addressing the president. The president appoints all standing and special committees with board approval. It is served as an ex officio member of all committees, meets with all the board of directors to plan club activities. Submitting agendas and running club meetings are also very crucial. Delegating responsibilities, leading communication with Rotarians or faculty advisors and or the district Interact chair, as well as leading recruitment of new board members. And lastly, ensuring installation of the new board by the 31st of March annually. Now we will be discussing the vice president. Next slide, please. The vice president will preside in the absence of the president. He or she serves as a member of the board of directors and supports the president with all club activities and endeavors. Now we'll be having the secretary. Next slide. The roles and responsibilities for the club secretary is to maintain minutes for meetings, record participation and attendance, maintain club records such as membership, committees, attendance, dues, if applicable, club papers such as certificate of organization, and communicate board decisions to members. Now we'll be discussing the treasurer. The role of the treasurer is to manage all club funds, maintain account record, and report status at meetings, as well as handling the preparation and management of the budget / preparing the end-of-year report. Now, finally, we'll be discussing the standing of club committees. Club committees are responsible for tracking attendance, developing membership, promoting activities, and other matters as appropriate. The Finance Committee develops ways to finance club activities requiring funds in cooperation with other committees. The Service Committee plans and implements at least one major service project annually designed to directly benefit the local or school community involving all or most of the club membership. International Understanding Committee. This identifies opportunities and enhance international understanding among the members and in the school and community in order to plan and implement at least one major activity annually designed to enhance international understanding involving all or most of the club membership. Next slide. The world needs more interactors. Thank you for listening to me discuss the various rules and responsibilities of all clubs. And now I'll be handing you back over to Rotary and Yvonne to discuss club protocols.
And I was on mute again. Thank you, Isabel. What are protocols? Protocols are the guidelines and courtesies that shows respect to our guests, our leaders, and to the traditions of Rotary and Interact. We use protocols mostly at our events, and protocols make our events more organized, dignified, and professional. Protocols are what turn a good event into a great one. When you have an event and you invite Rotarians or other interactors from other club or guest speakers, it is always the issue where would they sit and how we will introduce them. So let's start with a seating arrangement. When we host an event, whether it's a club meeting, a project launch, or a celebration, we should always know who sits where. A general rule is to seat people according to their position and role in the Rotary family. For a club event, when you have a guest speaker, please let the guest speaker sit at the center or to the right of the president. The president usually sits at the head of the table or in the middle position. Past presidents are seated near the front as a sign of respect. The fellow interactors sit together as a group, showing unity and spirit. Special invitees and sponsors are mostly given front or reserved seats. Family and friends usually are seated comfortably behind the members. The key is to plan seating before your event so everyone knows their place and your event runs smoothly. Sometimes when you have like a pinning ceremony or pinning of the board members, if you have them, then it is very important that you also have some kind of a protocol. During these events, protocol are very important. It reflects the club's respect for leadership and continuity. If you have an MC and at your event, the MC sets the tone. It ensures the program flows smoothly. It introduces speakers correctly and maintains the right energy in the room. A good MC should always be well prepared, and the MC can be one of your interact leaders, maybe a Rotarian, anyone. It can be a club director. But a good MC will always be well prepared. He knows the agenda, the names, and the titles of the guests. It has to be respectful and use proper salutations like good evening, guest speaker, president, past president, fellow interactors. And the MC has to maintain a smooth flow, never rush, never skip introductions, and always thank speakers. The MC needs to keep the audience also engaged. Remember, the MC should never make the program about themselves. Their job is to guide the spotlight. When you have different meetings like board meetings, club meetings, joint meetings, it can be formal, it can be informal. When you have board meetings, it's a little bit more formal because the board meetings are attended by the club officers. And then you focus on plans and decisions. When you have club meetings, you have all the members. So then you know the seating, the board sitting in front, the members sitting across the room. When you have joint meetings with other Interact clubs together, take the time and put the presidents at one place and the other club members across the room. Always start with an official opening, observe respectful introductions, and close with gratitudes. So this is my part about protocols. When your event is really well structured, guests notice. They remember that when I went to the club off, they had a nice greeting prepared for me. So the next time your club hosts an event, even when it is big or small, take time to plan your protocols. And if you are unsure, ask a Rotarian, ask an advisor, ask anyone for guidance. Thank you all.
Thank you very much, Yvonne and Isabel. Very informative uh, piece of information or pieces of information regarding administration of the club. We go straight into our second presentation, and I'll invite Dylan to introduce the next presenter.
Good night, everyone. My name is Dylan Bob, one of the area coordinators for Trinidad and Tobago, and the Director of Public Relations at Azure Boys College San Fernando. It is my pleasure to introduce tonight Sanjeev Chennai. Sanjeev is an 18-year-old student leader and changemaker, currently a member of the Interact Club of Azure Boys College San Fernando in Trinidad and Tobago. He currently serves as the secretary on the executive board, and Sanjay continues to explore his mantra for service above self in alignment with Rotary and Interact District 7030, where he served in the capacity of the District Interact Service Coordinator on the inaugural District Interact Council, and serving his second year now in the role of Assistant District Interact Representative. We once again would like to thank and welcome Sanjeev as he begins his presentation.
Hello, everyone. Hello, interactors of District 7030, and thank you, Dylan, for that amazing introduction. It is truly an honor to be presenting on goal setting and Interact Awards criteria. So one of the most anticipated times is next June and throughout the year as well, when we see the rewards of our hard work given through the Interact Awards when you complete your service projects and complete your work as the Interact or submit your work done as Interact clubs in District 7030. Next slide, please.
Sunny, if you can control your own slides.
Oh, thank you. Okay. Yes. So why do we set goals? Why are we setting goals at the beginning of our Rotary year to continue working towards them and, as we all like it, a reward at the end of the year? Wait, it's not okay. Okay, so we're gonna speak a little bit about goal setting with the Interact Awards criteria. So Rotary Zone 34 and District Excellence Awards will recognize the hard work that you all as Interact clubs do throughout the year. And working to achieve the award goals helps clubs or help your clubs engage their members, stay relevant in your communities, and run more efficiently. The Rotary Interact Club Excellence Award goes hand in hand with the District 7030 Interact Excellence Award. So the Rotary Interact Club Excellence Awards, there are 20 goal options for you all to, work towards. However, select any 11 goals, which is the minimum. For example, the addition of Interact Club members to your club, participation in RILA, and this year, District 7030's RILA is next month around this time, November 14th to 17th in the lovely island of Antigua. And we can't wait to see a lot of the Interact clubs participate and attend. I know you all are looking forward to it. Your flight is booked, hotel is confirmed. It's just wait to show up and attend and enjoy that amazing weekend. Updating social media. We know that social media is a huge part of our our service in District 7030 and the way in which we get information smoothly across and communication to all our members and district and Rotary International. We celebrate World Interact Week, which comes up the first week in November. We're just a week away, and I hope you guys are planning lovely things, the completion of your service projects, and so many others. And to be rewarded or to be considered for the Rotary Interact Excellence Awards, you can submit your application or submit your completed form to your sponsor club by July 20th of 2026. The Rotary Interact Club Excellence Award. So just a brief breakdown. A lot of you all, on myself as well, for the older interactors, we would have been acknowledgeable of the citation, the Rotary citation. However, last year there was a change for the Club Excellence Awards, and as well as in District 7030, we now use the Interact Awards, no longer the Interact citations. So we're going to talk about goal setting with the criteria or the categories under the District 7030, our Rotary District and our Interact District Excellent Awards. There are 5 categories with 24 options of goals to attain, similar to the Rotary International citation, and points are awarded for each goal. There are 4 citation levels, starting at the lowest with bronze, where you attain or your club attains 100 to 150 points, silver above 150 points, gold above 200 points, and district governor award, above 300 points. And for this Rotary year, you will be submitting your completed forms by April 30th of 2026. Also, for the first time under Interact and Rotary District 7030, our application forms are fully online. We are really, really proud, and the District Interact Committee is really proud to be launching the fully online Google form application for you all to submit your completed forms by April 30th, 2026. So congratulations to the team, and we can't wait to get faster responses and get responses of your clubs by April 30th, where we look forward to having you at the conference, the award conference, sometime soon. Yes, and a lot of you all are interactive, so we know that you're good with Google Forms. We've been filling out Google Forms since COVID times, from now online quizzes and exams to now filling out your application for your club to attain the highest award possible. As well as the Zone 34 Interact Excellence Award, there are 10 achievement areas with you're attaining a minimum of 50 of 75 points, and you can submit the completed form to your sponsor club. You can always reach out to us afterwards and we will share this information with you. The Zone 34 Interact Award, the 2025 to 2026 qualification, to be eligible for your Interact Club advisor must be registered with Rotary International, and the club status must be active. And once again, you can always reach out to us to get the registration details or the register form. So I want to thank you all for joining me while we talk a little bit about your working towards goals to achieve the best award or the highest award that your club can achieve very soon. DIC, would we take any questions at this time?
Now, towards the entry in the breakout room, it will give the opportunity to deliberate a little bit about goal setting.
Okay, thank you guys very much, and enjoy the rest of the proceedings.
All right, thank you very much, Sanjeev. All right, I think we have a poll now. Samala, is that quiz? Sorry, is that ready? Let's see who have been paying attention. quiz a week? Samala?
Yes, I am here.
All right, wonderful.
Just give me a thumbs up if you can see the screen. Well, you should definitely head on in, get to the Menti room so we can have our poll. And I'm going to drop a link in the chat. So if you are on your own device, it's going to be much easier and faster to access by just clicking the link. There we go. All right. So if you're in, we will start our quiz based on what you got the opportunity to hear from our presenters. Everybody's in, or at least most people are in. You can give me a thumbs up or some amount of, there we go. Yep, people are definitely in. Awesome. So we are going to start. I have 87, 86, and growing. Okay. So you must answer quickly so you could get points. Which of these is not one of what? Oops, I think I'm on the wrong part. We're not here yet. 1 second. Okay, I think this is where I need to be. It was way, way, way advanced on the next round. Okay, so now we're ready. So first question coming up. Are you seeing the questions?
No, the question isn't up yet. So.
All right, we will have to do the quiz in the second round. I'll just do all the questions because for some reason it's not showing up. So let's go to the next presentation and then we will
All right, not a problem, Samala. Little things happen sometimes. All right, so our third presentation is coming up now, and I'll ask Malia to introduce the presenter.
Good night, everyone. My name is Malia Joseph from the St. Vincent Girls High School Interact Club, and I will be introducing Rotarian Dr. Rotarian Dr. Mishka White Griffith and Rotarian Kemi Brewster. Rotarian Kemi Brewster joined the Rotary family in 2013 as a member of the Rotaract Club of South Barbados, where she served until 2020. During her tenure, she held several board positions and served as president in the 2016 to 2017 Rotary year. In 2022, she became a member of the Rotary Club of Barbados South, serving as bulletin editor before assuming the role of Director of Youth for the past 2 years. In 2025, she joined the District Interact Committee as a representative for Barbados, continuing her commitment to developing young leaders through Rotary. And Rotarian Mishka White Griffith. Mishka White Griffith is an educator for more than 20 years, spanning the spiral of the educational system. Mishka has worked with Interact clubs for more than 10 years and is currently the Director of Youth Service for the Rotary Club of Garden City. She is also a member of the District Interact Committee. Thank you. Please welcome Rotarian Mishka White Griffith and Rotarian Kemi Brewster.
Thank you so very much, Malia. I truly appreciate that. And good evening, everyone. It is indeed a great pleasure to speak to you tonight about the 7 areas of focus. So just waiting on the correct PowerPoint. Thank you so very much. Do I have the ability to change the slides or?
Yeah, I think you do.
No. See, no. But in the interest of time, I'll just continue. So why it matters. I think I have access now. Yes, I have access. Thank you so very much. So why it matters. The areas of focus known as Rotary causes are categories of service activities that the Rotary Foundation supports in order to promote long-lasting and sustainable change through humanitarian projects in communities around the world. So Rotarians, Rotaractors, and Interactors contribute their skills, expertise, and financial support to promote the 7 areas of focus. So the first one that we're going to tackle tonight is peace. So more than 76 million people are displaced as a result of conflict, violence, and persecution, as well as human rights violations. Half of them are children. We believe that when people work to create peace in their communities, that change can have a global effect. So what is Rotary doing? We're improving dialogue and community relations to determine how to best manage community resources, enhancing the capacity of individuals and communities to transform environments of conflict and build peace, and also train community members in peace education, leadership, and conflict prevention and resolution. And this is just an image of some of the Interact clubs, one in Barbados and one in Trinidad, that would have had peace focus project. Second area of focus is disease prevention and treatment. So disease can lead to pain or poverty for millions of people worldwide. That's why treating and preventing disease is so important to us. So our members combat diseases like malaria, HIV, Alzheimer's, multiple sclerosis, diabetes, and polio. And I wish to highlight that today is actually World Polio Day. So prevention is important, which is why we also focus on health education and providing people with routine hearing, vision, and dental care. So what is Rotary doing? So some of the things we're doing is promoting disease prevention programs to limit the spread of communicable diseases, educating and mobilizing communities to help prevent the spread of major diseases, and reducing the incidence of and the complications of non-communicable diseases. And you would now see an image of two of the Interact clubs, one in Guadeloupe and the other in Dominica, that would have had projects around polio. The third area of focus is providing clean water and sanitation as well as hygiene. So safe drinking water, sanitation, and hygiene are crucial to people's health and well-being. Drinking unsafe water can cause illnesses such as diarrhea, and untreated human waste can contaminate the water that people use for drinking, farming, bathing, and other purposes. So what is Rotary doing? We are facilitating universal and equitable access to safe and affordable drinking water. We are also providing access to improved sanitation and waste management in order to achieve communities free from open defecation. And we're also promoting education and improving community health knowledge, behaviors, and practices to help prevent the spread of diseases. Next area of focus is improving maternal and child health. So according to the 2020 report from WHO, World Health Organization, is estimated that 5.2 million children under the age of 5 died in 2019. And this was mostly from preventable and treatable causes. And in 2017, about 214 million women had an unmet need for modern contraception. So what is Rotary doing? We are strengthening community-level parental care and childbirth services, promoting local and culturally sensitive support for reproductive health programs, including family planning services, and also training of local healthcare workers. The next area of focus is supporting education. Education is a fundamental right, but it remains unattainable for many. And in 2018, about 258 million children were out of school. The reasons vary, but the common factor included lack of access, income disparities, child marriage, natural disasters, war, and many more. And girls are particularly vulnerable, especially for never attending school at all. So what is Rotary doing? We are building out the capacity for local communities to provide access to scholarships and for basic education and literacy to children and adults. We're offering professional development and graduate level scholarships for teachers for their local needs, and then also promoting adult literacy and digital skills. The next area of focus is community economic development. Oh, apologies. So the image you're seeing here are two of the Interact clubs, one in Tobago and the other in St. Lucia, that would have had projects revolving around supporting education. The next area of focus, as mentioned before, is community economic development. So with that, eradicating poverty remains one of humanity's greatest challenges. And globally, more than 800 million people live on less than US $1.25 a day. So what is Rotary doing? We are creating sustainable livelihoods. We are supporting entrepreneurship and local economies. And we're also empowering vulnerable groups through training and microloans. And the image that you are seeing here is from our Interact Club in Antigua. They would have had an entrepreneurship game show with their sponsor club. And the last area of focus which is the environment. So every country in the world faces environmental issues. Rotary empowers people to take measurable action to protect the environment with informed, sustainable, and community-based solutions that prevent the causes and addresses the effects of climate change. So what is Rotary doing? We are protecting and restoring land, coastal, marine, and freshwater resources. We are supporting clean energy and climate resilience projects. And we are also advocating for sustainable consumption to build economies that use resources more efficiently. And here you're seeing an image from our Interact Club in Guyana that would have had a joint cleanup with 2 of their Interact clubs. And here you're seeing another project from our 3 Interact clubs, Spotlight here in Suriname, and they would have had a project around World Cleanup Day where they would have went to an area and collected trash. So lastly, what can you do? So every Interact project connects to one of the 7 areas of focus. Secondly, think big, start small, and just make it sustainable, and you can build up from there. And then lastly, because service above self always begin with one good idea, and all you need is that one team or one person that builds out that team that is willing to act. Thank you so very much, and I look forward to the other presentations.
Thank you very much, Kemi. Really packaged nicely. Rotary's areas, 7 areas of focus. Simple enough, I think, for everyone to understand. I like what you did in putting, some added information in there. So really, really appreciate that presentation. So let's move straight into our last presentation for this evening. And I'm going to ask Damien to introduce the presenter. Damien? Right, Damien, you're hearing us?
Yes, I'm hearing you. You
Okay.
hear me now?
Yes,
Okay.
go ahead.
So my name is Damien Sokonan. I am a member of the Interact Club of Asha Boys College, San Fernando, where I serve as the president. And I have the pleasure of introducing Rotarian Dr. Nisha Hari. Rotarian Nisha Hari's service has spanned multiple leadership roles within the Rotary Club of Felicity and Charleville, including president, vice president, chair of basic education and literacy, chair of vocational service, and Rotary International Program chair. She also served as chair of the District 7030 Girls Empowerment Initiative and is a member of the District Interact Committee and is directly chair of District 7030 Special Project. So Dr. Nisha Hari, the floor is yours to present.
Thank you so much, Interactor Damien. And we'll begin, actually, it's a team effort with Rotarian Yvonne. And, if you don't see my camera on, it's because of the Wi-Fi issues as well. Okay, so Yvonne?
Yes, thank you, Nish. Let's start with the last segment of this training, and it is about team building for Interact clubs. Team building is not just about playing games or doing group activities. It's about creating bonds that make our work meaningful. And by the end of today, I want each of you Let me look how I go to the next slide. One moment. Yes. By the end of today, I want each of you to have some objectives that you will take with you today. You have to understand the core principles of effective teamwork. What really makes a great team tick? Learn some youth-led team building skills that empower you as young leaders to make your clubs stronger. Foster a spirit of trust, empathy, and open communication because every voice matters. Develop strategies for leading service projects as a team, not just as individuals. Practice active listening and inclusive decision making, where everybody feels heard. And most of all, to build stronger relationships, because when we connect as people, our impact grows as a community. A strong team doesn't just work together, it cares together. That's what makes Interact very special. In the next slide, we have some strategies for team building. How do we build that strong foundation? When you have a shared mission, it is very important when we have a shared mission that we have our own identity. And every Interact club has its own identity. And our mission is service above self. We have to honor individual strengths. Each of you brings something unique. The one is creative, organization, humor, leadership, but together it is like a real, when you put that together, it comes stronger. You have individual strength that becomes stronger together. Rotate leadership roles. Everyone deserves a chance to learn and to lead. Have an open communication. Speak honestly. Listen actively. And respect opinions, even when you differ. Build trust through action. Trust grows when we keep our promises, we show up, and we support each other. Celebrate milestones. Whether it's completing a project or surviving a tough week, celebrate it. Mutual respect. Respect fuels harmony. It's about valuating others even when we disagree. Authenticity. Be real. Be yourself. When people are genuine, it creates a safe and inspiring team. In the next slide, we have some team activities and projects. How we put this into action. And here are some ideas that you can take back to your clubs.
1, 2, 3.
Let's mute someone. Yes. We can have community service projects. We can plan and execute projects together where every member has a role. We can have workshop on team skills and leadership. We learn together when we grow together. We can have team building games. They have to be simple, fun, and powerful ways to connect and build trust. Problem solving sessions. Pick a real challenge in your club and brainstorm solutions as a team. Community service brainstorm. Come up with new ideas for projects that reflect your community needs. Reflection opportunities. After each event, take time to reflect on what worked and what didn't, and what did you learn as a team. Team building isn't one activity, it's a continuous process that strengthens your club with every meeting and every project. And Dr. Nisha Harry will now lead us in some nice projects. Nish?
Thank you so much, Rotary and Yvonne, for that wonderful presentation. And next slide, I don't think I can change.
Yes, you do have control.
It's not changing with me. So yeah. So let's look at a project, a real actual success Interact story based on a project with interactors in Nepal. They designed an innovative and self-sustaining way to fund their hand washing and hygiene campaign that continues to today. All right, to be able, their shared goal and vision was to keep students healthy and safe, especially in rural areas. And you may ask, you just heard some principles of team building from Rotary and Yvonne, all right? And it focused on trust and open communication, mutual respect, shared vision and goals. So why did this succeed? You know, and it really, one of the major cornerstones of its success was due to effective team building principles and skills. So this team of interactors, based on the Seeds of Change project, they had clear goals. 100% hand washing compliance by all members of the team. They also had defined roles, so people didn't have to guess. Interactors didn't have to guess, you know, and be confused. You know, is this for me? So they had defined roles in terms of they had hygiene ambassadors, maintenance leads, educators to help them along the journey, you know, in terms of the best hygiene possible in rural areas. There was also trust and respect, open dialogue among the members, even among stakeholders in the community and educators. There was open communication at all intervals. And this included, you know, regular meetings, feedback circles, where they discussed challenges and progress to move forward for improvement. Collaboration was another important area where they encouraged joint activities like hygiene role play, mural painting, and so on, all right, and made them stronger and more cohesive and in relation to the project. And they also had some recognition, you know, and milestones in terms of, you know, students, interactors that they celebrated. And very important, this team was adaptable. All right, as strategies change along the way, it never remains the same, right? Based on feedback and based on what was happening at the time, they were able to adapt and change. And all these are wonderful principles in team building for your own Interact clubs. Next slide. And we have another, all right, we have another slide that shows. Can we get the next slide, please? Somalia, yeah, thank you. So we have a hypothetical unsuccessful Interact project, and I entitled it, it's a makeup, right? Youth Wellness Fair. And what was the goal of this project? It was to host a school-wide wellness fair featuring booths on mental health, fitness, nutrition, and stress relief, led by Interact members and the Interact team. But it failed. Hypothetically, it failed. All right. And I'm asking you, even with your own projects, your own real projects, sometimes, you know, it's not as successful. Sometimes you could have done better. But this one, let's apply, you know, it failed. And if we apply the principles of team building, you could put on the chat, why do you think it could have failed? And I will give you some ideas, you know, to apply to your own projects. So it failed. What could have gone wrong? Well, we see that perhaps there was no shared vision. Team members had different ideas about wellness. So there was no unified goal. It lacked coherence and impact. So that's the major. You don't have a shared vision. That is going to have issues, right? You must bring a project with that together. That's one of the major team building principles. There was poor communication. Updates perhaps were shared inconsistently. Some members missed crucial meetings. Others were not even informed of changes. You could have also had different participation. Maybe you think about your own club sometimes where you could improve and some of the challenges. Like with this project, just a few members, took on the most of the work while others were disengaged. And roles as well were not clearly assigned. There was no accountability, all right, especially in terms of roles and responsibilities. And so some members would have resented it. It would have led to burnt out. Another major issue could have been lack of trust and respect. All right, criticisms, perhaps people took it personally. Some felt unheard, some were dismissed, and so again, a lack of cohesion. All right, so those were some of the major issues. And we'll go to the next slide, please. So think about your own team and apply the principles of team building. And it's one of the major aspects that would give you a successful team. Next slide, please. So on the next slide, we talk about different activities. All right, we have icebreaker activities, when you meet and when you form in your team. And this is important to lay the foundation if you're now building that team, all right, for a project, for trust, for creativity, for togetherness, for communication, to boost morale, and also to break down barriers. Very, very integral, and it plays a major part. So think about it. You could begin with your own, you could create your own icebreakers. I'm just giving you some examples, 2 truths and a twist. So you give 2 truths and maybe a little white lie, but not bad, all right? Emoji, I know you all like phones and you like to play with your messages. You could have an emoji check-in where team members are asked to select an emoji that shows how they are feeling at that moment. And that would break barriers and, you start a bond with each other. You could also have a one-word wall where each member of the team would share one word, all right, that describes what they hope perhaps to gain or to give to this project. And you could have a wall puzzle and add that word. And so everybody has an input. All right, problem solving as well is very important, and we'll see some challenges. And of course, you always reflect. You reflect on what has happened, reflection, on your experiences, what you learn from them so that you can grow. So let's look at the next slide, please. And the next slide, we're going to look at some youth team building games that would bring a team together, all right, as you move forward. The next slide, thanks. So one of it would be called the obstacle course. All right, and why? Look at it, just look at it in the pit here. And you would ask why, but why games like these? Because it helps youth interactors build team skills. A game like this would foster trust, problem solving, and collaboration, critical for team skills. How the obstacle course, develops, you would ask team skills, and we mentioned a few, but it also focuses on communication because you have to talk to each other through strategies to get through that obstacle course, give direction, share feedback, navigate the course. All right, so it's very important. Trust, you have to trust each other now that you're doing the right thing, that you're sending them on the right obstacle path. Right, so you have to rely on each other for guidance and support. You have to collaborate and work together. Timing is important. You have to work together with that, guiding each other. All right, and then along the way, you could face challenges. So jointly, you could try to solve the problem to get through the course. Empathy as well. Even you see others struggling in that obstacle, you don't berate them. What you do, you encourage them and you foster compassion, right, among other members. And of course, you'll see leadership and resilience. All these necessary for effective team building, and it would emanate just from some of these games. Very, very important. And I have one more to talk to you all about. Next slide. And it's called the Puzzle Team Builder Challenge. All right. And this is very, very integral. And I want you all to think about it because I have some questions you all can write on the chat. And so there's another one, Trust Fall. Can we get the next slide, please? So that you all could play any of these games, right? I just went through one, which was the obstacle. So when we look at the puzzle, next slide, right? These are what Yvonne, some of the summary of principles of effective team building that we would have shown through all those different areas. All right. So the team puzzle builder, and I think it's in the next one, or you passed it, Somalia. But if we look at it, they ask a challenge. All right. And that is important. We could go to that, given the time. Because I can't move it. Right, thank you very much. So think about this, interactors. The project purpose. You are part of an Interact club tasked with organizing a community cleanup. And I saw some pictures, and I know we all do community cleanup. Each member has different strengths. One is great at planning, another at motivating others. One loves hands-on work, and another prefers working behind the scenes. So you have a team with different skill sets, all right? But let's look at the team building challenge questions. What would happen if everyone insisted on doing the same role? Can you all put your views on the chat? The second question, how can you ensure each person feels valued and included? And what's more important in a team, you think? We love your ideas, all right? Shared goals or shared personalities. So while you're writing, I would give you some feedback on this team puzzle builder challenge, right? So very important, you know, with the first question, we know if everybody wants to do the same thing, the team would lack balance. Tasks like executing cleanup or managing logistics, that would be neglected. The project would stall, or it would fail because of a lack of diversity in contributions. So team builds on a multiplicity of strengths. Very good. And I saw the project will not be successful since everyone is doing the same thing. Very good. All right, so you have to think about that. I know I've witnessed, and these are challenges in Interact clubs, and you have to get over these challenges and address it and, you know, not ignore it so that you'll be able to have a strong team with great team building principles. For the second question, think about it. You all could write on the chat as well. They ask, how can you ensure each person feels valued and included? Tell me. And I would give you some points here.
Nish, in the essence of time, I
Yeah.
know we have a breakout room. Can we discuss some of that if you don't mind?
Sure, no problem.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Okay, no problem. So basically, you all could look at this and continue in the breakout room. Thank you. Yeah.
Right. So thank you very much, Dr. Nisha. Lots of stuff coming your way. I hope the participants are taking copious notes. It's a lot of stuff to absorb, but very, very good stuff. All right. So at this point, we're getting ready to go into our breakout rooms. But before we do that, I just want to ask if this is just for Interact promotion within the district, if we can just maybe put on your camera. I know Fatuma is on standby to Fatuma is on standby to take a screen grab. So let me see how we're gonna set this up here. Participants, how do we view? Right, how do we view? See, for those of you all who can put it on, yeah, for those of you all who can put it on, oops. Yeah, for those of you all who can put it on, if you can, and then we will do a screen grab, and then we move on to, I think so how long the Mentimeter might be, just a minute or two? Gallery. There we go. Right. So Fatuma, go ahead when you're ready.
Good evening. I'll wait. Give them a couple seconds. I see they're coming on.
Yes. Right. We good? Right. Go ahead with
Yes,
the
we're
first, right?
good.
Let me just
Just
take the
give
next
me
slide.
your best smile.
Yeah, we're on to the second screen now. Good. And then we're on to the third screen, where we have less cameras, but that's okay. Right, we are at the fourth screen. Yeah. We're at the fifth. All right, so I think we have enough there. So I think Zal, you're ready with the Mentimeter. Let's see how we can get that out, and then we go into our breakout room. So go ahead.
Yes, I am ready. And hopefully this time, all the glitches that were glitching stop glitching. So let's see if we can get into it. There we go. I've taken out some of the questions because of time, and we'll be going right through both round 1 and round 2, which were intended to happen in between the questions. So please join in if you can. The link is still in the chat. If you need it again, maybe somebody can help me send it again, because now I'm sharing. It's kind of difficult for me to do that. But let me know if you can see. I see 138 people in here. So I hope that is still the case, and we can, yeah, there we go. I think this time, hopefully, we should be able to run our quiz. Okay, right. So the bylaws are the only governance document that Interact Club officers can amend, true or false. I'm also going to be shortening the time. Initially, it had like 20 seconds. We might be doing 10 seconds so we can move along. Right, so is that answer true or false? Okay, we're going into the next question now. And the next question is, again, answer as quickly as you can. Setting goals will help your club plan its activities and remain active. True or false? Will setting goals help your club remain active? Okay, choose as quickly as you can. The next question is around leadership. Oh, did I go too fast on that one? Next one is around leadership. So answer quickly. The faster you answer, the more points you get. Interact clubs should have a board for club management. True or false? Interact clubs should have a board for club management. Right, next one. Get ready. We're going to answer the fourth question. Who should be involved in setting your club's annual goals? Is it the president only, the board only, all members, or only senior members? Who should be involved in setting your club's annual goal? Right, next question. What is the main purpose of setting goals in your Interact club? What is the main purpose of setting goals in your Interact club? You have to be fast. I'm seeing that 60, 63. Come on, guys. Answer, because we're about to show the answer. And definitely it is to provide direction and measure progress. Next question. So this is where we are right now. And I can see that Carl is in the lead, but we still have just a few questions. We're moving right on to the next set of questions. How many areas of focus does Rotary International have? How many areas of focus? 5, 6, 7, or 8? Come on. Only 49 people have answered. That one is like a dead giveaway. We had such a great presentation on that. And the correct answer is, in fact, 7. All right, which of these is not one of Rotary's 7 areas of focus? Which is not? Which is the incorrect answer? That's what you have to do, the incorrect answer. Right? And we're moving very quickly this time. The incorrect answer is crime, violence, and poverty. That one is not correct. All right, a goal that connects to Rotary's causes helps your club. Is it win awards, get more funding, align with Rotary's mission and impact globally, or just so you could meet the district governor? What does a goal that connects to Rotary's causes or 7 areas of focus help your club do? And the correct answer is definitely align with Rotary's mission. All right, moving right along to the next one. Get ready. Which area of focus supports access to safe water, toilets, and hygiene? Is it maternal and child health, disease prevention and treatment, water sanitation and hygiene, or the environment? Which area of focus supports access to safe water, toilets, and hygiene? The correct answer is water, sanitation, and hygiene. And I think this is the last one I have here. What is Rotary's #1 external priority? This is a lovely hint. And if you paid attention, we are celebrating it today. October 24th is, guess what? It is Polio Day. So the winner is going to come up right after we do the breakout room. So stay tuned, hang on tight. We'll get there and you'll see who is at who, whether or not that lead is being maintained. So I'm going to pass back over to our DIC. You're muted if you're speaking.
Yeah, thanks very much, Zamala. I think that was a real nice wake-up test for those who started to nod. All right, so we are at the point now where this is where I think everything that we have covered this afternoon, it is now giving you the opportunity to have open discussion in a room where you will have persons that you're going to be meeting for the first time. But we anticipate some healthy discussions. The case studies that's going to be presented to you is going to be related to what was covered. Within the room, we will have an assigned member of the District Interact Committee as well as the Interact Council. So they would facilitate as best as they can, but the onus is on you to discuss the scenario. So I'm going to send you, it's going to be just random selection of persons into the room. Because of time, we're going to reduce it to maybe just between maybe 12 or 14 minutes, after which you will come back. We will want to have someone from each room present in bullet point form what your team discussed relating to the case scenario. So let me see if I can put you into your rooms, breakout rooms.
Are you ready for us to open the rooms?
Yes.
Okay, so just a note, there is a 9th room for any French participant, because we cannot have an interpreter in each room. So if you are French, please, you can move yourself into room 9. And the breakout rooms will open. If you're not automatically assigned, you can join one of the 8 English rooms with
great.
Yeah,
So
they're still coming in.
yeah, it's about 140 people now, so I think we can get started. Good night, everyone. Again, I'll be facilitating the discussions that occurred in the breakout rooms. And firstly, I would like to call on the presenter from breakout room 1, please.
That's me. I don't have
the problem were given to share my screen.
I'll put it up, Shamia. I'll put it up now.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, sure. Which scenario was it?
It was the disorganized club.
No, what room was that?
Breakout room 1.
This one? Yeah. Is it this one? Yeah.
Yes, sir. It is
Good.
club governance.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, so my breakout room and we discussed what the issues were in this problem, and we decided that it was lack of clear leadership and delegation, as seen the president is clearly overwhelmed, likely taking on too many responsibilities instead of delegating tasks, and this would impact the performance by leading to burnout, slow decision making, and lack of accountability among the other members. Another issue we recognize is poor record keeping and organization. The secretary is struggling to maintain meeting minutes, attendance records, and correspondence, which causes confusion, miscommunication, and loss of continuity in projects. There's also weak financial management as seen because the treasurer has not provided financial reports in months. This reduces transparency and trust, and it also hinders planning and funding for projects. And as mentioned earlier, it hinders achieving the goals that would be set out at the beginning of the year. Another issue that we recognized was undefined member rules and responsibilities. Members don't really know what is expected of them and they don't know what to do. This leads to low engagement, missed deadlines, and poor teamwork. There's also ineffective communication and unstructured meetings. There's clearly no system for updating members for tracking progress. This creates misinformation and detachment from club goals. There's also a lack of meeting agendas, time limits, and clear outcomes. This wastes a lot of time and delays decisions and progress. For number 2, the immediate actions we decided on was for the president to call an emergency executive meeting, clearly redefine rules and responsibilities, assign specific duties to officers and committees, and establish short-term priorities. For example, completing overdue projects. The secretary should organize and update all records, including minutes, attendance, and correspondence. Begin creating structured meeting agendas and share them in advance with members. The treasurer should prepare and present the financial report immediately. This should include current balances, outstanding expenses, and a plan to maintain monthly financial updates. And for number 3, the solutions that we came
of about 40 seconds left.
Okay. We propose that they should establish a WhatsApp group, perhaps use a Google Drive to share folders with minutes, records, and project plans. They should structure proper meetings, call to order minutes taken by the secretary, and increase member involvement, role rotation, or mentorship. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Shamaya, for the wonderful presentation for Breakout Room 1. You articulated and I think covered all the tasks very efficiently. Now I would like to call on the presenter for Room 2, who also discussed club governance, and you will have 3 minutes to present.
All right. Good night. I'm the presenter for room 2, and I'll be speaking on behalf of room 2. Okay.
We lost his audio.
I think he disconnected.
Okay, well, we can move to room 3. We can always come back.
Right. So can we get the presenter for Room 3?
Good night, everyone. My name is Abisha, and I'll be representing Room 3, Question 1. So if we want our club to achieve one or more Interact Award, I'd suggest that firstly, we need to review all the awards criteria so we know exactly what's required, including the goals and deadlines. Following that, we'd hold a planning meeting with the board to select the most realistic and meaningful goals for our club. And once those goals are selected, we'd assign responsibilities to members to ensure that there's accountability and that everyone has a role and no one is left out. Following that, we'll create a clear timeline to map out when each goal should be achieved and to track our progress. Then to encourage more people to partake and achieve those goals, we'd celebrate achievements online and highlighting the progress on social media. And finally, we'll make sure to review all the goals before the deadlines and submit our applications on time.
Very good.
Good day. I am the second presenter for room 3 for question 2. 3 challenges which made to your club from achieving these awards are time in which they are set to achieve these awards may not be sufficient as it's September 30th and they have still not yet decided which award goals they want to go after. Another point is team cooperation. There may be a lack of team cooperation due to motivation, low member count, many different reasons that could all contribute to to us not achieving these awards or wanting to. And the last point is bad communication, where members don't get to voice their opinions on certain events or matters, and there's this disconnect between the board and members, which will cause bad communication and will deter the club from achieving these goals, the awards. My bad.
So will you have a third presenter or was
Yes,
that?
we have a third presenter.
Okay.
Who is it?
Who's the third presenter?
I think she was talking. So Mandela, her mic is unmuted. I don't know why we're not hearing her.
I think she may be having some connectivity issues.
Maybe, yeah. At least we got some good feedback from the other two. So
Okay, thank you so much for the presentations from group 3. Now we'll be moving along to group 4. Can the presenter from room 4 please unmute? You have 3 minutes to present.
Good night. My name is Bianca Hardy. So for the first question, priority steps, so club achieves an award. We said to choose a goal that is easily achievable because there is such little time. Assess the club member size so that you can determine what can be realistically achieved, and assess priority areas. And then take action and have a brainstorming session and form an action plan so that you can do things efficiently. The second one, for 3 challenges to deter the club from achieving this award. One of them was a lack of member participation and motivation or funds for projects. The second point was challenges with communication, so goals aren't properly stated or personality clashes. And the third one was poor organizational skills or lack of preparation. And could I say all 3 of the problem-solving things that we came up with, or just one? Well, I'll just choose one. So one that you can overcome is disorganization. They said that you could form a club calendar with deadlines in order to focus on your main goals, or even form a Google Classroom.
Okay, thank you so much. That was very in-depth. Now we'll be moving on to room 5, sorry. Who is the presenter from room 5?
Good night, everyone. I'm Zavish Abdis, and I'll be presenting for room 5. So, in the first question, the scenario is focused on which area of focus. So, this scenario aligns with Rotary's 7th goal, which is protecting the environment. As you can see, is based on our coastal fishing village and its clogged drainage, washing up on beaches, declining fisheries, right? Second, what are the issues found in this scenario? We came up with 5 different issues. So we have clogged drains, there will be a decline in tourism, we have polluted shorelines, relying on cheap goods since alternatives are unavailable, and decline in fishes being caught. Right? And the answer to part 3, we address clogged drains and polluted shorelines. So for clogged drains, we decided to organize our cleanup. As we saw in our previous presentation earlier on, we saw one of the Rotary clubs from Suriname actually held a cleanup to the same thing, right? We link polluted shorelines with adding bins on beaches to reduce pollution on shorelines. Given that there will be more bins on the beaches, we really hope that people will make use of these bins and it will eventually contribute to the reduction of pollution on the shore. Right? Some key constraints of this project will be a lack of funds. If we don't have enough funding, we cannot get the proper equipment needed to move the pollution, garbage. If there's low community awareness or motivation, people who think, oh, there's other people for that, we don't really need to tackle this problem, that will be a constraint. We also have environmental conditions such as high tides can make cleanups very difficult. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Xavier. Next, we'll be having the presenter from group 6.
Good night, everyone. Are you guys hearing me?
Yes.
Yes, we are.
Okay, great. Thank you. My name is Josh Ramprasad, and I am the presenter for Room 6. So, all of the members and I, and myself included, we came up with the answers to these 3 tasks. And the first one is the scenario that the scenario is based on the area focus of the environment. And some of the key issues we identified was pollution, of course, pollution on the shorelines and water, causing the fish populations to decline. Another key issue was a decline in revenue due to the decrease in tourism and fishing, which was, of course, caused by all of the garbage and pollution and so on. And some of the ideas we had to address these issues were environmental awareness campaigns, waste repurposing to aid the community, having cleanups such as a beach cleanup, and long-term introduction of environmentally friendly materials such as biodegradable plastic bags at groceries. And some of the constraints we see for this is, of course, financial support, public cooperation, and when we say public cooperation, we mean we need people to actually comply with using the facilities provided, such as recycling bins and garbage bins overall. Because if we have people working in the maintenance industry, we would have to have, and that brings us to the other issue we found, manpower for the maintenance of facilities. So we need to ensure that there are people to maintain the recycling plant or the garbage processing facility as it may be. And one way to overcome this constraint is to make applications to access grants which can be accessed from the government or other organizations. So that's our presentation from Group 6. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was a very in-depth response, Joshua, for your presentation. Now we'll be moving on to room 7. So can the presenter for room 7 please unmute? You have 3 minutes.
Good evening. My name is Ari Kadaru, and myself and my group, well, I think we successfully tackled the task. So the task was, to detail how the Bayside Interact Club, along with their sponsor club, can, initiate a refurbishment of their local park. And well, we decided that the first thing they have to do is to reach out, right? Because communication is key. So by reaching out through an email, they can organize a meeting, quite like the one we're in right now, to discuss plans, give updates, to discuss their needs, right? And in addition to that, rather than simply asking for the funds necessary, we proposed that they can initiate a joint fundraiser. This will not only put less strain on the sponsor club, but it will also encourage teamwork and build a relationship with their sponsor club. Furthermore, we proposed that the sponsor club, they can serve a mentoring role to the Interact Club, as this would provide them with experience and leadership, which are both very necessary. The sponsor club can also provide the materials such as plants and tools, while the Interact Club themselves, they will focus on the labor. They will do the landscaping, beautifying the environment, and cleaning. And as well as this, the sponsor club, they can also use their network to reach out to local businesses and youth organizations for further sponsorships and donations. Now, in all this teamwork, conflict is inevitable, and there are ways this could have been prevented, and there are ways this will be prevented. First and foremost, back to our first point, communication. Open and transparent communication will ensure that everyone is informed and trust is maintained. Whenever there may be disagreements, members should take it upon themselves to remind themselves that they are all sharing a common goal. This common goal will, remind them and encourage them to cooperate with one another. As well as this, we believe that the roles of each member should be highlighted, and in recognizing each of these roles, everyone will feel valued and appreciated, therefore avoiding conflict. So we can't face conflict, perhaps, in members feeling as if they have more work than one another. That will be upon the board to redistribute tasks and to make it fair. If there may be disagreements, say, in designs, well, this is a democracy, so it would only be fair to take a vote to settle things fairly. And of course, budget constraints will obviously be an issue, and that's where the sponsor club will come in to help and to provide funds that are needed. So, in considering all these things, all these strategies, we believe that the Bayside Interact Club can successfully initiate that park refurbishment project with their sponsor club. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Ari. That was very well spoken for your presentation. Now we'll be having the representative from rooms 8. Can you please unmute?
Good night, everyone. My name is Sandhya Mahaber, and I'm the presenter for Group 8. So for the first question, the Bayside Interact Club can work with their sponsor club by holding joint meetings to plan and organize the park's refurbishment. They can also raise funds through community events like hosting stalls where members can host different activities to raise funds for the upgrades. And ultimately, both clubs can contact local businesses for additional sponsorships or materials, and then promote their efforts on social media to gain public support. The second task, conflicts can be handled effectively by setting a clear agenda so everyone understands the goals and expectations that are set, and also defining clear rules so each member knows exactly what they have to do and their responsibilities. And lastly, they can also appoint a mediator who can guide discussions and ensure that all voices are heard and help the team reach fair solutions that will benefit the project.
Thank you, Sandia. And finally, room 9. Does anybody want to present for group 9?
Did we have a group 9?
There were no
Anyone else?
French people.
Room 9 was.
Yeah, we didn't have.
There were no
Yeah.
French people.
But
in
they
the
had a translator.
Yeah, we didn't have any room 9 present.
Okay, no problem.
So, okay, good.
So thank you to all the presenters, participants, and breakout room hosts. I think I can confidently say that every presenter's discussion was efficient, informative, and very in-depth. We thank you for your diligence and hope this session was both informative and collaborative for all involved. We'll now be having the Interact quiz results. Thank you.
Right, so we have 2 little pieces to finish, and then we're going to wrap up, which is the results of the quiz, Zamala, and then we have a little poll, which is going to take maybe a minute and a half, and then we're going to end. So Zamala, you want to present the results?
There we go. Definitely, I want to present the results. I don't know if you're hearing my sound this time. Is it coming through?
Yeah.
I'm trying to make sure that the winner knows and feels that we are so happy they participated. If you're not hearing it, I'm so sorry.
It's low. It's low.
Oh.
You may turn up the volume a bit.
I didn't want to put it too high, but is it better?
Yeah.
Anyway, let's go on to the winner. And did Carl maintain it? Oh no, Eric Furman. Eric, are you still with us? What club are you from? Is Eric still with us?
I think Eric left, but he's from the Interact Club of St. Benedict's College. The president, actually.
Okay. Wow.
Ooh,
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Congratulations to the president of St. Benedict's College Interact Club. Thank you very much.
All right, wonderful. So that's it, Zamala?
Yes. We
All
only
right.
have one winner.
Yes, good, very good. And there would be a little surprise sent the way of Eric. So we'll make sure that gets on to him. Okay, so folks, I know we have more people staying on. Some people may have dropped off a little bit. I know we ran off the time limit a little bit. I do apologize, but little technical difficulties here and there. But the last piece that we want to have done is this little poll here. So Zamala has put up the poll. It's just 4 questions to give your overall thoughts on how you thought this session was for you this afternoon. So they can go ahead and vote. Zamala, right, good, cool. All right, 25% response so far.
We also had a question in the Q&A. Somebody was asking about the presentation slides and whether these would be shared.
It will be shared with the Interact Council, and they would disseminate. we do have a list of all the registrants. All right, we're at 87%, 89, 90, 92, 93.
The other 30% are probably Rotarians.
Yeah, okay, good. All right, so quickly.
We'll keep it open.
Yeah. All right, so this brings us to the end of IPOLS 2025. I hope it was an informative session for everyone who attended. We do appreciate the efforts of the Interact Council in ensuring that we get, very good participation and club representation. I think this exceeded the numbers that we would have had last year. So this is very, very heartening. So council, thanks very much. To the committee members who would have put this program together, all the presenters, very, very informative. I know sometimes it's hard to pack in all that good information in just the time that you're allocated, but unfortunately, we got to keep within limits. But fantastic presentations. Again, the council members who would have participated in the presentations, thanks very much to all of you. The council members who would have been part of the program itself, Isabel, and all the council members who did the introductions of the presenters, much appreciate, your effort and contribution there. And then to our translators who stuck with us, again, thanks very much for that service. And by extension, the district communication team, Sean and his team, for enabling the platform to host the session. And of course, Zamala, who has been a live wire throughout the session in ensuring the presentations are up, the quizzes are done, and even running the Mentimeter along the way. So thanks everyone who made this session, I would say, a success, notwithstanding little technical hiccups that we would have had along the way. So that's it until 2026. Looking forward to, again, to another great session. And keep in mind that the presentations will be circulated to everyone who would have attended. I hope that you put the information that you would have gotten this evening to good use, and all the best for the rest of your Interact year as you continue to lead your respective clubs. So thanks everyone. Good night. Stay safe.